Good morning, everyone. Let's start our topic. The chapter is Life in the Amazon Basin. We all know this already. I have explained this chapter in the classroom, so it's time to revise this. So, the Amazon River is the second longest river in the world. Its drainage basin is also the world's largest, with over 1,000 tributaries flowing into it. Its source is Lago Villafro in the Andes Mountains, that is in Peru. It flows eastwards to its mouth in Brazil, where it enters the Atlantic Ocean. So it was all about the location of this. So the Amazon River basin occupies the entire central and eastern area of South America, lying to the east of the Andes and extending from the Guinea highland in the north to the Brazilian highlands in the south. So it also serves as a lifeline for the large Amazon rainforest that covers the South American continent. The basin is not only important to the 7 countries across which it spreads, but it also important to the entire world for its impact on the global climate. The Amazon rainforest is referred to as the lungs of the planet. Why? Because it produces more than 20% of the world's oxygen. We know this. So let's talk about its physical environment. So the major river of the Amazon are the Ucayali and Maranon rivers. Both these rivers rise from the permanent snow and glaciers of the Andes Mountains. Eventually, the Amazon enters the Atlantic Ocean through a broad estuary. The Amazon watershed includes the largest and wettest tropical plain in the world. Heavy rainfall is experienced between January and June. So, because of its vastness, annual flood, and difficult navigability, the Amazon often called the ocean river. So why it is called the ocean river? Just because of its vastness. And it has some flora and fauna. What does it mean? Flora means plants, plant species, and fauna means animal species. Life in the Amazon basin is rich with variety. The year-round rain, large amount of sunlight, and high temperatures have produced a land of tropical evergreen trees that have grown to be incredibly tall. This creates dark forest floors and give rise to plant and animals that adapt to survive in such an environment. So, animals supports each other in the Amazon river basin by serving as food to other animals above them on the food chain. Their bodies also carry nutrients that eventually serves as a fertilizers, restoring the forest and the fauna of the Amazon river ecosystem. The Amazon basin is home to many rubber trees also and tropical fruit trees also, including Brazil nut and cocoa. The tallest tree in the Amazon is the kapok tree. What is the name of this tree? That is kapok, which can be reached at a height of 200 feet. Students, it is really very large. Brazil nut tree products have been around for 1000 years. Not only that can be eaten, but the oil delivered from them can also be used in cooking as well as for skin care products and the food for the livestock. Brazil nut trees are dependent on several animal species for their survival. The agouti, it is a animal. The agouti is responsible for the fertilization of the Brazilian nut trees. The agouti has strong teeth to open the grapefruit-sized seed pods of the nuts. While the agouti eaten some of the Brazilian nut seeds, it also scatters the seeds across the forest by burying catches far away from the parent tree. So let's have a look of the agouti. That is a animal. So you could see in the screen, okay, it is agouti, okay. So the flower found here are the unique, the giant Amazon water lily, one of the largest flower in the world, which can grow up to a diameter of the 2 meters is found here. So some of the most famous animal of the Amazon basin include bat, boa, constrictors, anacondas, and piranhas. The Amazon is also the home of climbing salamander, the orange-bellied leaf toad, the Peruvian smooth-sided toad, as well as the anacondas. Dear students, the Amazon rainforest is referred to as the lungs of the planet. Why? Because it produces more than 20% of the world's oxygen. It covers 40% area of the South America. And sunlight reaches the time which is taken to the sunlight to reach at the ground, that is only 1% sunlight reaches the ground, and it takes 10 minutes rain to reach the forest floor, and it is also the home of 10% world's known species. Due to the frequent rain and the high humidity, many of the species have adapted to living in the trees so as to avoid their predators in the rainforest water. Unlike their temperature counterpart, the frogs in this basin lay their eggs either on the forest or floor or in the trees. So let's talk about human life in the Amazon basin. So the indigenous people of the South America have lived in the Amazon for many years and have learned to live in the harmony with the plants and as well as the animals. Most of them lived along rivers where canoes made transportation easy. The rich and complex natural surroundings of the forest life are interwoven with the people living in the forest. Although at present the majority of the people in the Amazon lives in the cities or in the towns, there are still many indigenous tribes living in the jungle. Some of these tribes have not had any contact with the rest of the world. The people staying in these forests rely on the forest itself for their way of life. The forests provide them with almost everything from the food and shelter to the tools and medicines. It also plays a crucial role in people's spiritual and cultural life. People of these forests stay within the tribe or groups where each tribe has its own language and culture, including dance, craft, song, medicine. The overall pattern across the basin as a whole is a patchwork of many small and varied cultural areas. So they also enjoy themselves, they play the games. Local games for these tribes include the wildlife such as the fishing, turtle, crocodiles, capybara. Earlier, blowguns, spears, and arrow tipped in poison were used in hunting, but today these weapons have been replaced with the guns by those who could not afford them. These hunter-gatherers group used to be the nomadic in nature. They lived in the small temporary settlements for about 4 to 5 years until the natural resources were exhausted and the need for them to shift to the another place across. Most tribal children do not go to the school. Rather, they learn about the forest from their parent and the other elders from their community. They are taught the skills required to survive in the forest. So whatever they are just learning, it is just all about the you can say about the jungle or the forest. They learn how to hunt and fish and how to know which plant are useful for the medicine or the food. At last, let's talk about effect on the human activities. So the human activities are transforming the world's biggest land-based ecosystem, the Amazon basin. Let's discuss briefly how human activities are slowly destroying this beautiful basin. So the first reason is millions of acres are lost each year to the farming, logging, mining and other human endeavors. If left unchecked, these activities could potentially eliminate the entire Amazon rainforest. Second reason is rainforest helps stabilize the world's climate by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, as we all know this. An excess of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is believed to contribute to climate change and global warming. Therefore, rainforests have an important role in curbing climate change. If forests are destroyed, the climate would also deteriorate at the drastic rate. Next, much of the once vast rainforest region has been destroyed by lumbering. What does it mean? Lumbering means the deforestation and slash and burn agriculture. Slash and burn agriculture consists of cutting trees and other vegetation, burning what is left, and then planting crops over the deforested land. So timbering means using wood as building material, and clearing activities have caused habitat fragmentation and unnatural breaks in the ecological integrity of the rainforest community. So students, it was all about the Amazon river basin. I hope this video will give you a clear idea about it. So please go through it. Thank you.